All right, everybody, welcome to another live edition of Ultimate Blackman Radio. Y'all, come on in, pile on in. How we doing today? I know I said 11:30, but I don't know what today. My computer was decided to be on color people time, CPT time, NPT time. So I'm running a little late. I apologize, but we're here. We up in this thing today. It's noon. It's Sunday. I need some organ music in the background because it's Sunday service. Everybody is quarantining and they can't go to church. Well, we brought the church to y'all. We're gonna talk some good game today. Got an interesting discussion taking place. Hope y'all all come on up in this thing and y'all chop it up with your guy today. If you are new here, I want to say welcome. Do a couple things. First of all, I would like for you to hit the subscribe button, and after you hit the subscribe button, I want you to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And after you hit the notification bell, I want you to hit the like button so you can get this video up in YouTube's algorithm. We are very close to our goal of 100,000 one day, hopefully. 1,000 subs. We are almost there. We're close. We're knocking at the door, and the only way we're able to get there is you guys have been helping us get to where we are now. When we started this channel, we started zero, and we were celebrating when we got to 100 subs. I was like, damn, 100 people. Mm-hmm. But right now we're at 813. So we're knocking at the door. And I'm really pushing to hit 1,000. I know we'll get there soon. So, and I know we're only able to do that because you guys share the content and you like the content and everything. So I do want to say I appreciate you guys for that. Let me see. I think that's everything I have. Oh, if you haven't already, go back. I have the video up of the 5 archetype men should avoid. I will be doing the 5 archetype women should avoid this week. And this week, I'll actually be splitting up the archetypes. And what I'll do is each archetype will have his own video. And I'll put it in a playlist on YouTube. So if you want to see which archetype, you just kind of want to see the video, you can just go in there, look at it, and be done. So I think it'll actually help my channel too, because it shows YouTube that I'm actually uploading a lot of content. So I'll do that. So be on the lookout for that. It should be interesting. Also, I'm getting the recording of the debate I had with the feminist. I cooked her, y'all. Y'all know I cooked her, right? I roasted her ass. Cute little chick too. And it also proves my point. It was so funny. And I told her this, and she just kind of rolled her eyes. I said, I told dudes, I said, y'all need to be careful. I said, all these feminists aren't built like land whales. I said that in that last recording I did. I said, some of these feminists are very, very cute. And I said, that's how you niggas get caught up. Y'all get with these chicks that are feminists. They be a size 2, and their little bodies be on point. They wrap their legs around you, and that's how they get you niggas caught up. And sure as the day is long, I see this chocolate just dipped in Hershey, just chocolate as she can be. Cute as hell. Talking about she a damn feminist and she want equality. I laughed. And I told her, I said, I talked about your type not too long ago. And you'll try to get these niggas all enthralled in your little foolishness. Eventually, you're going to get tired of this feminist BS, though. And I said, you'll be hollering at me in about 5 years. Well, I hope not. You're going to be hollering at me in 5 years, wondering how you can be more feminine. And I'll pass you along to Nicole, and then you'll come back to me and I'll give you game. And you'll run off and you'll get married because you're young and you're cute. You think it's cool right now. And I said that in the video, and sure enough, this cute little chocolate girl on Instagram talking about she want equality. Ma'am, you're 115 pounds soaking wet. What you gonna do with equality? So, I'll be posting that up on YouTube as well. That's I said all that to say that. I'll be posting that up on here on YouTube as well. Today, I it's a celebration, y'all. I got my brother Frank in the building, and I do have two other guests on. I'll add them after we open. We're gonna chop up some game. First, Frank, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, man. It's another day in paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Good day to chop up some game. Today on this week on YouTube, on Facebook, social media, Twitter, everywhere, and I noticed something. Um, I've been noticing that the women have been a lot more humble and a lot more quiet. But this week, for some reason, been a lot of disrespect throughout social media land. In particular, I saw this clip of Boris Kojo, I guess that's how you say his name. And his wife is, what's his wife's name, Frank? Because you know I'd be kind of slow sometimes. Is it Nicole Parker?
Yeah, I think it's Nicole Parker. Yeah.
Okay. So they're on live with another couple. And his wife said something very interesting. Now, these folks are married, okay? I would show the clip, but y'all know how my computer gets sometimes. But I recorded it. That's right. I actually have it saved here. And I'm going to play what she said to her husband in front of about 10 or 15,000 folks. And it went viral on the internet. It's going to be real lit, Chantel. Trust me. Let me play the clip, okay? You'll hear the audio. And if you want me to play it again, I will. But listen to this.
I wish that he was my boyfriend again. I don't necessarily want to be single, but I miss the single life. I miss the text messages for no reason. I miss the coming up from behind me when I'm scrambling eggs and just kissing me on the back of the neck. Like
I still do that, Boris. I still do that. Okay.
You know, I'm being general here, but yeah. I'm just saying that the trappings.
There's definitely a difference.
There's the trappings of being single. Like, okay, you two are really good-looking people, okay, and you're married, and we're married. There's people that flirt with you, and the part of the flirtation doesn't make you necessarily go wayward.
I'm gonna play this again. Let me play this again. Because I want y'all to hear what she said. Now, I ain't gonna lie. The other couple, his wife, fine as hell. God damn, she fine. Shit. But I'm gonna play this again. And I want you to hear exactly what she tells this man. Here we go.
You know, I wish that he was my boyfriend again. I don't necessarily want to be single, but I miss the single life. I miss the text messages for no reason. I miss the coming up from behind me when I'm scrambling eggs and just kissing me on the back of the neck. Like
I still do that, Boris. I still do that. Okay.
You know, I'm being general here, but yeah. I'm just saying that the trappings.
There's definitely a difference.
There's the trappings of being single. Like, okay, you two are really good-looking people, okay, and you're married, and we're married. There's people that flirt with you, and the part of the flirtation doesn't make you necessarily go wayward.
Okay. I'll bring another guest on because there's more to this that I want to break down. Pretty Priscilla Pink says so she misses the romance and flirtation they did when they were in their relationship. No. What she's really doing is sending a clarion call to other men to flirt with her. This is probably the most disrespectful thing I've seen in the past year or two. This is on par when Aisha Curry took her little square ass on Red Table Talk talking about some she want attention from other men. This is similar to that. It's on that same level. Let me say this. If my wife did this, if she said this on a national platform, because Instagram's a national platform. As much as people don't really want to admit that, it's not a national platform. Instagram is an international platform. Facebook on Instagram. Billions of people use Instagram. So you bring your little old high yellow ass on a national platform and you're basically telling the world your husband isn't doing enough. You should have seen the look on Boris' face when she was saying this bullshit. You should see the face of the other couple. They like, oh, damn, really? Probably the most disrespectful thing I've seen online since the Aisha incident. And these folks have been married for years. But there's actually more to this. And I'll get to that in a minute. But Frank, I'm going to let the other guests come on. Frank, what do you think about that?
Let me say this.
What we just heard. Go ahead, Frank.
Okay. Let me say this to pretty Priscilla Pink. All of you who follow this channel, who subscribed, you know that I'm married. I've been married for almost 14 years. If that was what she really meant, and I don't believe that. I agree wholeheartedly with Gabe that she was kind of sending out dog whistles to people to say, hey, look, I'm out here to, I'm out here for, for the get down, get at me. But I'll say this, if that's what she really meant, there's ways to go about saying that. You know what I mean? You, first and foremost, if you're in a relationship, if you're married, you always have a unified front in public. That's that's paramount. If you, even if you're beefing, even if you don't see eye to eye on certain things, you always present a united front in the public eye. Facebook, Instagram, TV, whatever. You present yourself in a unified fashion. To her, she could have said it in a different way, but she I don't think that she respects him. I think that the brother is a beta, and that's what this show is about. It's about respect, and it's about brothers not demanding it or allowing themselves to be disrespected for what they would deem as love or for a relationship, which is a no-go. But if she really meant that, here's what she could have said. She could have said, look, whoever the host was, she could have said, hey, Mr. Host, Boris and I have been married for a long time and we have kids. And, in the course of our relationship, being parents and being, an actor and an actress and moving around and things like that, it's not always easy for us to find time to, do the little things that we used to do. And so it's important for us to try to, go out of our way to make sure that we have time for ourselves, because that's the foundation of our relationship, not what I do on screen or not what, even not what I do necessarily with the kids, but, he helped me create these kids. So we are the focal point of all of this stuff. So it's just important for us to try to do what we can to make sure that we spend that time together and we do things for each other so that we can be grounded and have that fuel to go out and do things that we need to do in our family and in the public eye. That's a good way for her to say that. She mentioned other people. You know what I mean? If I told my wife today, if I felt like that, if I said, look, man, we ain't really hitting it like we used to. Things are different. I don't have to include being single to say that. I don't have to include being with, other women or how other women treated me back in the day when I was single. I don't have to bring them up to say that. You know what I'm saying? I could just say, look, we're older. We, we have responsibilities. And so things that we used to do, smashing each other all day and hanging out, waking up at 1:00 and eating breakfast at 2:30 in the afternoon. We don't get to do that anymore because we have more responsibilities now. But I don't have to, and she didn't have to put those issues out there and mention or bring up the fact, about, being single and other dudes checking for her. So that's why it's a dog whistle. And that's why it was disrespect. And that's why, that brother should have checked it on site. Facts.
But it gets better. It gets better. And Marty says no, being a beta will be giving her the public response that she's looking for. He kept it G. Oh, but he actually does respond publicly. I'm looking at something here. Frank found this. Shout out to him. And this is an article. I don't know the website. It looks like it's bellanija.com. And it says Boris Kojo and his son wear red nail polish in support of Women's March and feminism. And this was back in 2017. I said, oh, okay. Okay, this is starting to make sense now. And I'm looking at the picture here, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Boris and his son, they look moist as hell. Boris looks like he's about to go on a date and participate in some Andrew Gillum activities. It's just real moist. Listen, I'm all for empowering women. I'm not gonna paint my nails. I'm not gonna paint my toenails and my nails. And, you know, he's on that, like Frank said, he's on that Dwayne Wade energy. I bet you this nigga gets pegged at night. I would put money on it. This nigga gets pegged. And this is why I tell you niggas, this is just proving my point that I made when I made the video, the 5 archetypes to avoid. Said feminists were number 1 on the list. This is why. Because they emasculate you throughout the years and they strip you of your manhood. I have never put nail polish on my nails. Ever. And even if I have a daughter, I'm not putting them on for her. I'm not going to put on no nail polish. I mean, I'm not a rocker dude where these dudes, they paint their nails black and they go on stage and do their thing. I'm not into that kind of lifestyle. I'm not into cross-dressing. I'm not into role playing. So there's no need of me painting my nails like a little bitch to prove a point for feminism. Last thing here, Shantina actually shared this on my page, and this will bring all the pieces together and we can have a discussion on it. Let me go pull it up. Shout out to Shantina. Boris actually responds. And Boris says, all is well in his household. And he says, you can't believe all the quarantine crazy chit chat. Come on, y'all. Really? Okay, first of all, you're chomping on a short clickbait 1-minute slice of a hilarious hour-long conversation on our best friend's new show. Second of all, that this part was meant to give hope to those of us who've been together a long ass time. Real talk. And third of all, my wife was right. I'm gonna read that part again. He said, third of all, my wife was right. Boyfriend, girlfriend, time matters. Take care of each other, show each other, love each other. Tomorrow's not promised. In it for the long haul. And please don't tag me in any more of this bullshit. I'll be over here kissing the back of Nicole Ari Parker's neck for no reason.
And tell the other nigga over there.
Fellas, this is just the first story. I hadn't even got on Jada Pinkett Smith yet. But this, if you ever want to see an example of having your manhood stripped and taken from you, this is it. She goes on national platform. He's obviously irritated that she said this. You can see it in his face. She goes on a national platform, international platform rather, embarrasses them, puts their business out there, and basically is giving a dog whistle to other men that she's not getting enough attention at home. She makes this man go on Instagram and double down on what she said, basically defending her point or defending the fact that she just embarrassed them. And y'all wonder why I'm so hard on black women. I have people every day hit me up complaining about a video I make on sisters. I told you, Marty, to hang on because it was more to this. People get in my inbox and complain, oh, you must hate black women. Who hurt you? And then you see stories like this break out on, on social media, proving the points that I make about our sisters. Just in general, black women do not respect black men. In general. Even on the job, black women will respect the white supervisor. Let's just say, like, you have a black senior manager and a white manager. Black women go on these jobs and they'll give more respect to the white manager than they do the black senior manager. I've seen it. They won't do what the black senior manager is telling them to do, but if the white manager tells them to do something, they break their neck doing it. There's just an all-around disrespect, and I don't care who doesn't like it. Y'all gonna be in my inbox all week complaining. I don't give a damn, because I'm tired of seeing dumb shit like this. This is why these sisters think they can get in these relationships and belittle these men. Brothers, when you're dating these chicks and they start complaining about some, oh, well, you don't hear me, or you don't listen to me, or you don't do this, or you don't do that. They say that because they want to do shit like this. And they don't want you to say anything about it. And Kyle has a real good point where he says they'll do that to you, and then they start to lose respect for you. Then they'll go out here and fuck the next dude. I've seen this with my own eyes. So I'm gonna stay on black women's necks about this. I'm not letting up, because this is bogus. Like, how you gonna sit here when you get married? You agree to follow this man's leadership. You're supposed to submit. And this is not submitting. This is emasculating. Point blank, period. Boris just needs to go to Victoria's Secret and get a pair of panties. There's no way my wife is going to go on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere and say this shit, and then my weak ass going to come back and, she's right. Like a little bitch. Kyle and Bobby are our guest panelists today. I'll start off with Kyle. What do you think about everything I just said?
Good evening, everybody. And first off, let me give a shout out to 112 Queen. If she's in here, I think I seen her earlier. You know what you did for your boy. I appreciate that. But yeah, she know what she did for him, boy. She know what she did. She know what she did. Yeah, but yeah, man, it's just a prime example of the disrespect that's been going on for the last 60 years. And when men speak on it, like you said, you get stuff in your inbox. This is what happens when you're a beta. If we focus strictly on Boris Kojo is a known quote unquote feminist, which I don't understand. You're a man. How can you support something it's an illusion? It doesn't apply to modern day uh, uh, society. That all that shit is untrue. But when you allow women to do shit like this, you know what I mean? It's already a loss of respect. I personally feel like it don't matter what kind of woman that you deal with. At some point, she's gonna try your leadership and your manhood. Not to this degree. Not to this degree, but you will be tried. If you do not nip that shit in the bud right then, it's gonna progressively get worse and worse and worse. And with men like Boris Kojo, I can't see him put his foot down and just flat out be like, yo, you got me fucked up, you out of line. What she did, and just like what Aisha Curry did, is a prime example of how
That's
you
facts.
can give somebody the world and they still not happy. Like it's no other way to explain it, you know. And I believe that all this stems from these women don't respect black men, you know, because they just flat out view white men as the dominant of the two. Just flat out.
Yeah, I agree
You
with
don't.
that. Actually, I agree
I
with that.
have never. I have never seen a woman that's married to a white man do no shit like this. Now, for the women that are going to say, well, what about the feminists? They're married. Let me tell you how. See, white women are smart. They do stupid shit with this feminism crap, but guess what they do? They go right home, give their husband a bird, get dinner ready,
Yep.
feed him first,
Yes,
feed
sir.
the kids, and put her head dead in his fucking lap while he watching the NBA games.
That's true. I
That's
said that yesterday.
exactly what they do. I got a
Yep.
friend right now that's a feminist, you know, and her boyfriend let her do all of that dumb shit, but when she come home, she cook, she clean, and he don't have to do nothing.
Yep. Yes,
And he's
sir.
not married to her, and he don't pay all the bills.
Yeah. I know it. Yes, sir. I've seen that.
Facts.
I've
So
seen that.
there's
Facts.
no, you know, if we talking about equality, imagine imagine Stephen Curry going out and saying something like this. My wife doesn't do this. My wife, dude, he would be
Man.
out of the NBA.
Yeah,
The
he would.
shitstorm would be so crazy, he would be out of the NBA.
Yeah, because the NBA wouldn't want to deal with the media
And he's the
blitz.
greatest shooter of all time. They
Time.
will kick the great. They will blackball the greatest shooter of all time from the NBA because of him, quote unquote, using his equality for free speech, just like women do on a day-to-day basis. This dude will be out of the NBA.
Hang on 1 second, KO. Frank. So Pretty Priscilla Pink says he is a part of the satanic Hollywood. I don't understand why we use these people as examples. They have clear humiliation rituals into pedophile and devil worship. I'll tell you why we use them, because sisters your age, they look up to them. And they get their cues and they follow their cues, and all their behavior is patterned after these celebrities. I know it's dumb as
Right.
hell, seems stupid, but it is what it is. That's why we have to talk about this shit.
Can I
Because
say
how
one
many
thing right
men?
quick, Gabe?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
All right, let me give her an example, right? Before Aisha Curry did what she did, and she was in the
It's on me,
public
G.
eye, fully clothed, being respectable, feminine.
But yeah, I agree with that, man. You know, these people, however you look at them, however you perceive them, um, they they have the ear of the people. You know what I mean? That's why they're put out there. So they, you know what I mean? So we have to speak on it. We have to change the narrative. We have to challenge it because um, young women or women of all ages look up to these women. They look up to the Jada Pinkett Smiths. They look up to Nicole. They look up to you know, the little Duchess or whatever. I can't think of her name. Who's reckless too. You know
Oh
what I
God, yeah,
mean?
we got to
So
talk about her
so you
too.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So these women and young girls look up to them. They're being conditioned to say, hey, this is what womanhood is. This is what women are supposed to be. And because we know that's not true, and we don't want to set black men and black women up to fail, we have to come out here and we have to do something different. We have to change the narrative. We have to challenge it, and that's why I'm glad we're doing this live, and I'm glad Vern and Bobby are on, to kind of speak truth to power on it. Because if we sit back and we don't do anything, naturally that's going to be looked at, okay, like we accept it, it's cool, it's nothing, ain't nothing to worry about. And it is something to worry about, you know what I mean? Because we have a lot of young brothers up here who don't have any game, and they're going to sell their souls to the devil for some cheeks, for the opportunity to be with somebody that they think is fine. They're going to make deals with women that they shouldn't make. You know what I mean? They're going to put their manhood in question. They're going to make their manhood vulnerable, for the sake of love, because they think that that's what they're supposed to do, because they think that that's what women want. And we know women really don't want that. You know what I mean? Women don't, get excited and wet and want to cook and do whatever, this man requires of her. If he's acting soft or he's a beta, we know that, but he doesn't, because that's all he hear. You know what I mean? And we don't come out
facts.
here and we talk about it, you know what I mean, and set him straight and say, yo, man, like, that's not the move. You know what I mean? That's soft, and she's not going to respect you. She not going to, treat you the way you need to be treated. So you don't need to do that. If we don't do that, then we setting a lot of brothers up to fail.
Facts. That's I'm glad Frank said that. That was beautifully stated. Beautifully stated. Jaleesa said a male feminist like a meat eating vegetarian. Absolutely. Absolutely. I told the feminists I was debating yesterday, I said, look, you think you want these dudes that'll allow for equality, but you'll come to a guy like me and you'll be wanting to fuck me because you know I'm not going to go for your little bullshit. And all she could do, whatever. I'm telling you, dudes, do not bow, break, or bend to these women's will. Never. Because they if you do that, they'll just run off to a dude they cannot do that to and give him some ass. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what I think.
And 9 times out of 10,
what I know.
When they do that, that dude gonna be working at Checkers or some shit like that while you making $100,000. That's how it works.
No, seriously, if she's just looking at the fact that he's not gonna tolerate her bullshit, that's what turns her on more than anything. Like, oh, I can't break this guy. I had Bobby on the panel. A lot of women ask me about Bobby because he's always commenting on the post. He's a big supporter of UBMR too. Give Bobby a hand clap here. But a lot of women ask me about Bobby, and I'm like, I don't know about his particulars. I just know he's a cool guy. He's been supporting me for a minute. But y'all actually get to hear Bobby today. And I'm sure, Bobby's inbox is gonna blow up after today. But I guess that's just what comes with territory here. Bobby, are you there?
Pleasantries family. What's going on, everybody? Merry
What's
Corona
up, dude?
days.
How's Jacksonville, dog?
I would have no idea. I don't dwell in such nether regions.
Just like you in Miami, aren't you?
But the sun shines, baby.
Yeah, you in Miami. So, ladies, he live in Miami too. So y'all can go down there, put your little 2-piece on, and twerk something. So there you go. Bobby, what do you think about this? Frank, I got to go run get this package they just delivered, but I'm gonna let Bobby talk. I'll be right back. What do you think about everything we just discussed right here, Bobby?
Well, my thoughts on everything that's played out so far, as far as I believe in referring to the wisdom of those that came before us. So, as for Nicole R.E.'s Parkers and concerns that she addressed in that little live stream, Facebook, Instagram video, what have you. In 1987, our dear brother Keith Sweat informed us that there is a right and a wrong way. As far as Boris's response, that little addressing of the justified concerns that everybody else seemed to have but him, Brother Chris Brown told us in 2005 that there ain't no way. And way back in 2019, as far as this whole shit show goes, the critically acclaimed mumble rapper Quavo enlightened us that these niggas will do anything for clout. What I'm basically trying to say is all this is absolutely ridiculous. You all made some very good points, some very good analysis about everything that played out. I'm not sure if it's possibly too late for Boris. I think it might be a foregone conclusion that she has his nuts firmly secured in a little egg carton in her fridge or maybe even on her mantelpiece as a trophy. But if there's any shred or any remnants of manhood left in Boris Parker, she's going to pay for that. She is going to pay. I've said this before on a couple other posts about this, and I've gotten some unfortunate, some very disapproving comments, and I'm terribly sorry to those people who were offended, so I will say it again. He's going to make her pay for that. Might not see it now if it happens, but don't be surprised if you hear rumors of a separation, a divorce, or, he makes the point to get caught, wink, wink, with a hot tub full of naked bitches, all young and more attractive than Nicole, but he's going to make her pay. What she did on a grand scale was emasculate this man. And let's be clear, the concerns and issues that she had pretty much about not feeling affection, not having all that attentiveness that she experienced with him during the dating phase, that's okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with having those concerns. And it's no secret that if you've been in a relationship for quite some time, things can die down. You don't have the same passion you did when you first started dating. That's cool. That happens. You can work through that. But the way she went about doing that, addressing this in that public forum, and then you got that little other bitch made ass dude, forgive my Swahili, jumping in and chiming in, just further helping them emasculate him, talking about, I still do that, Boris. I do that. Yeah, I did that yesterday, Boris. I did. Nah, there were just so many violations. My heart went out to the brother. It's a shame that we couldn't see the video for those who haven't seen it, but this is why I believe that he's going to make her pay for it, because Boris's facial expressions and body language told the whole story. That brother looked uncomfortable. He looked irritated. Even in his response, okay, like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Everything about him pretty much resonated the fact that he was not feeling. Dude even looked at her like, you really gonna do this shit here? Really? This is what we gonna do? This is what we came on here for? I think that somewhere inside, I think that the real Boris is trapped in the sunken place right next to Daniel Kaluuya. And eventually, at one point, they're going to get out. They might give each other a boost or something. They're going to find a way to escape. But when he does, dude going to be on a tear. Dude is going to be on one if he can ever escape that sunken place. But this is not a good look. And we don't need to be idolizing the worshiping celebrities and putting them on a pedestal. But the reality is that although these are celebrities, this same mindset is prevalent in a lot of Black women. This isn't just some A-list, some Hollywood exclusive elite stuff. This is a common mindset that a lot of our sisters have, and it needs to stop. Y'all are getting in your own way. Y'all will sabotage good relationships doing this. You will have great men you will chase off. You will destroy your own relationship. You will find yourself being less and less attracted to your soy-based, BPT-infused husband or significant other, and you will find yourself getting run through by Walmartavius, Crimetrius, or Falante because you attracted to a dude that you know is going to check you and put you on your shit and tell you can kiss his ass. You're not going to get enough of that. Please get out your way, sisters. We got to do better. 2020, let us all emerge from this quarantine and COVID-19 and Corona with Lyme. Let us emerge from this with a renewed mindset that we ain't going to be about the bullshit.
Absolutely. Well said there, Brother Bobby. So, let me see here. Because the bullshit doesn't stop there, guys. Let me see. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up a story of
Oh my God! Please tell me not Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, I got to pull that up because we got to talk about that.
Oh man, come on.
Let me see where my saved stuff at. I sure saved this bitch. Let me see. Oh, I got to do a video on that one too, where the chick she complained about the good men. She can't find a good man.
Oh yeah, please do. Please do. I was gonna do one
on that one too.
You might beat me to the punch, but yeah, do that.
I got to break that down. But Jada Pinkett Smith, she done got loose too. And I'm trying to pull up the article where basically she goes on record saying that Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, is her celebrity crush. So I'm going to read the article. This is from Fox News. I mean, I don't really fuck with Fox News like that, but I just want to get the point across. So, right here it says, Jada Pinkett Smith has revealed her celebrity crush to some of her friends. During a recent episode of her show Red Table Talk, Smith, 48, reunited with her Girls Trip co-stars Queen Latifah, Tiffany Haddish, and Regina Hall to inspire some laughs. The group discussed many things over the course of their discussion, including how they're keeping busy during the quarantine. And Haddish, 40, I did not know Tiffany Haddish was that old, described her recent, gosh, she's old as fuck, described her recent exploits on dating app Bumble. LAR, what's going on, brother? If you want to get on, let me know, bro. I got you. We'll get you on.
Facts.
Smith then played a video clip in which Shannon Sharp revealed that Hall, 49, is his celebrity crush, leading to the ladies to confide which celebrities they crush on. Haddish was the first to dish, revealing that she fancies New York Yankee Giancarlo Stanton before Pinkett opened up. My celebrity crush right now, Governor Andrew Cuomo, she said with a laugh. I don't miss a press conference. When Kumo's on, I'm like, got to go see my celebrity crush right now. Sorry. Hall then confessed she and Latifah have previously discussed their celebrity crush, and they are in agreement over one man in particular, Will Smith. Okay, all right. So y'all get the point. So, again, now I know the dynamic between Will Smith and his wife is a little different. From what I understand, they have an open marriage. Still, you're a married woman, you're married to one of the most successful men in Hollywood, and you're going on an international platform because Red Table Talk is, you guessed it, is broadcast on Facebook. You go on an international platform and you're gushing over another man. And not only are you gushing over him, he's a white man. So that tells me you got a little bed wench in your blood. Yeah, it tells me you got a little bed wench in your blood there, Jada. Tells you got a little bed wench. You want to participate in a little ghetto gagging. That's what that tells me. Miss Smith. Miss Smith she's been on a tear against black men lately. The whole incident with Snoop Dogg was egregious, absolutely horrendous, terrible. I mean, I can go on and use all kinds of adjectives. It was disturbing. So she's been on a tear against black men a lot lately. And again, I want to discuss this because a lot of women are taking their cues. Okay, LA, are you good, bro? Just know you always got an open invitation when we live. I just want you guys to know that, again, a lot of young black women take cues from these celebrities. This isn't cool what they're doing. And I want the women to understand, you don't go on I understand you got little crushes and whatnot, but you don't go in public and state this. None of these white women in Hollywood that are actually married to powerful men in Hollywood, you don't see them saying dumb shit like this. And like Frank said, Tiffany Haddish and Common just broke up. He moved out of her house in LA. Well, that tells you what's going on there. Dave? Go ahead, Kale.
Yeah, the thing about Jada Pinkett is this woman has been out of line for so long, starting with the stuff she said about Tupac, and that was definitely inappropriate, because it sends the signals that she would have rather married a person like Tupac over Will Smith. Like Will Smith was just a good guy that just happened to be there, so whatever. But the Snoop Dogg situation, the Aisha Curry situation. Like, these are very misandric women, man. And for the women out there that are listening, just like Gabe said, there's a lot of young women like me. What it is, Gabe, these women, first of all, they want a man to be subservient to them. They want a man to do whatever they want them to do, be however they want them to be, but God forbid we be able to check these same women that we're supposed to provide and protect, you know what I mean? And then you throw in the fact that oh shit. My bad. You throw in the fact, man, that these women do this kind of stuff because they know it's not gonna be any consequence. They know it's not, because it's gonna be a bunch of women out there that's gonna defend them no matter what they do. They know it. There's no consequence for black women doing the kind of shit that they've been doing, because some black dude is still gonna marry a woman without a kid. They're gonna put up with the disrespect. No, so it just never ends, bro. That's why when you see men that aren't standing for it, they call it toxic masculinity now. See what I'm saying? But when it's a pandemic
Facts,
going on,
facts.
just like when Houston flooded, the masculine men were out there saving lives, protecting the women in the flood waters and everything. But they only deem it toxic masculinity once you're being masculine in a way that they don't prefer. That's what that is.
Bobby, what do you got to add to this?
Uh, First off, absolutely. I think it was Frank who just mentioned before about Tupac. Will Smith was the runner-up. He was the number two, the second place trophy. Jada and Tupac were inseparable back when he was alive, and I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts that if he didn't meet his unfortunate demise back in the day, they would have been the ones together right now. And I can
100%.
assure you, Tupac Amaru Shakur was not gonna be on no Will Smith bullshit. That was not gonna fly with him. I can promise you, assure you that right now. So Will Smith was just a handsome dude that happened to be there, and you know the safety school, the community
Will
college.
Smith is the safety in the backup for a lot of women because who was it? Salt or Pepper that he was second choice.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hmm.
So
Yep.
that's something with him. He's always second choice. A lot of men need to pay attention to that. But go ahead, Bobby. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Because no, that's all good. No, he's a handsome brother. I give him his props. He's a handsome brother. He's very intelligent, very deep, thoughtful brother. Funny, charismatic, nice to be around. But Will Smith does not give off that alpha energy. He does not give off that, more important, that leadership sense. Now, he does have leadership characteristics, but he doesn't give off that assertiveness that comes with it. Will looks like the kind of brother who is not going to push the issue unless he gets upset first. Like he has to get angry first. Now, I believe that an angry Will Smith is probably not someone that you want to be around. That's probably a very, very cantankerous dude. But the problem is he's got to get worked up to be there. When you have those alpha skills, you don't need to be in an altered state of mind to put your foot down and to flex. You just do it off the cuff. It's nothing for you. Now, a brother like Tupac, he gonna do that. Even if you don't necessarily like what it's about or why or how he's doing it, he's gonna let it be known, hey, this ain't gonna ride. That bird is not gonna fly out of here. You understand me? And he's gonna make that be known. So we have to also understand that what we're seeing in Hollywood with these men, whether it's Boris, whether it's Will, whether it's Steph Curry, these women are not stupid. They know who they're getting. They know who they're signing up for. And women aren't foolish. They know that there are certain men that you can't try this with. And if they forget themselves and do try and run that foolishness, they're going to get popped for it real quick. And they're going to run right back in place. And they're going to appreciate it. That's the important part. This is not some fashion type stuff that we're talking about. This is biological. Women are attracted innately to men who are protectors and providers. They're attracted to men who are confident, who are assured, who know what they're doing, who are going to essentially make it easy for them to take it easy. They know, you know what? I can put the ball in Gabe's hands. I know he got it. I can trust Frank with this. I know he's about business. He's going to be good. I'm going to be taken care of. That is what women are attracted to. Even if they can't explain it, even if they can't understand it. So even when they see it in Pookie out there, he may not have those traits, but because he has the appearance, he has like a bastardized form of alpha about him, they're still going to go for that because it feels familiar. It feels right, even when the applications aren't visible like that. So you're going to see this happen with more males like this. And I have a feeling that there's going to be well, we had a hot girl summer before. I think we're going to be moving towards a raggedy girl summer where we're going to see more of this kind of raggedy behavior. So don't be surprised if some more high profile names start popping up where their women are getting out of pocket and the men are just neutered at the table saying yes, dear, and caping for
I'm kind of offended, Bobby. You didn't throw my name in there. You just want to leave me out.
it. My bad, brother, but you on the platform, so I know you handle
Oh,
business. I know Gabe doesn't keep company with them lowbrow Negroes. So much respect to you.
I know. I'm just. I agree though, man. It's just in my experiences, man. I'm just gonna be honest, like, because I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been on the pooper side, and now I'm on the side where the good guy side, so per se. But I
Yeah,
let that
yeah,
shit be
yeah.
known. Like, I let it be known, like, look, man, this is what it is, and this is what it's gonna be. Either you gonna rock with it, or you getting the fuck up out of here. It's just that simple. I find that when you just flat out with it, and you like women like to be dominated. That's just what it is. Like it might sound fucked up, but that's what it is. Like in my experiences, by you just being outright with it, like what you want, what's gonna happen, this what it is. It's like smooth sailing. But once you come with you know, all that emotional weird shit, like man, that shit don't work out for you. I've seen it way too many times. That shit don't work out. So
For everybody that is listening, I know you niggas got your stimulus checks. Y'all are out here tricking your money off in the OnlyFans accounts on them IG hoes. So before you go broke giving them all your damn money, I'd like to you do me a favor. You can hit that paypal.me/ultimateblackman if you have PayPal. You can also donate at Cash App, $ultimateblackman. That's not a requirement that you donate. I just ask that you do. If you would like to support financially, I know you niggas, you got your little $1,200 and you're making it rain in the virtual strip clubs because you niggas can't get to King of Diamonds, and it's cool. I'm not here to judge you niggas. I just know what time it is. But before you trick your little money off and trick your little coins off, y'all go by and you help your brothers out and donate here. Everything donated goes back into the channel. I just went downstairs and got my Ryzen 3600 CPU that will be going into the ultimate computer. And once I build this computer, I told y'all niggatry gonna be afoot. So just putting that out there. I'm gonna read one more thing here too. And shout out to Shalakima. She's in the chat. Of course, if you want to come back on the panel, you always have a spot.
oh, is that the lady that always talking about what that they be talking about what the women be doing? They can't stand her ass.
Yeah, they can't stand her, man. They be going in her
They
neck.
can't stand. They can't stand. I remember her before she not stand her ass.
Yeah, they be getting at her. They get at her. They get at her. I want to read one more thing here, just so I mean, this is just it proves the point of Frank and I when we talk about these things. And it's with Meghan Markle, the Duke Sussex, and right here it says Prince Harry will stop hunting because Meghan does not like it, says Dr. Jane Goodall. The Duke of Sussex, and this is from the Independent, the Duke of Sussex will stop hunting because the Duchess of Sussex doesn't like it, says British primatologist Dr. Jane Goodall. Goodall, 86, is a friend of the couple and has been a guest at their home in Windsor. Speaking to the Radio Times, Goodall was asked whether Prince Henry and his brother, the Duke of Cambridge, are champions of the natural world. Yes, except they hunt and shoot, she replied. But I think Harry will stop because Meghan doesn't like hunting. So I suspect that is over for him. Let's read that one more time. I think Harry will stop hunting because Meghan doesn't like hunting. So I suspect that it is over for him. I think Harry will stop because Meghan doesn't like hunting. So I suspect that it is over for him. Now, I got on here and I've criticized Meghan Markle for a long time. And all the women and the bed wenches and everything, they said I was stupid as hell. I didn't know what I was talking about. and it wasn't gonna be that bad. Essentially, over the last, they've been married what now, a year, 2 years? Over the last year and a half, she's gone from marrying into the royal family to convincing this man to leave the royal family and the protection the royal family has, to now stripping him of his hobbies, which include hunting. I told you niggas that when she got her little hands on him, it was gonna be game over. I told y'all this when they got married and it came out that her mom was a feminist. I said it. I said it is over with. I said she's gonna turn that house upside down. Now, did I think that she was gonna make him leave the crown? No, I would have never called. I never would have guessed that. But this is the destruction that follows a lot of black women. How many white women do you know would marry into a royal family and convince their husband to leave the crown and the money and protection that comes along with the crown?
None.
What Asian woman do you know
None.
would convince her prince husband to leave the crown and the money and protection that comes along with the crown?
Yet.
How many Hispanic women do you know would marry into a royal family and convince her husband to leave the crown and the money and protection that that crown has?
Nada, senor.
But you get a
Nada.
sister over there with her high yellow ass, and she convinced this man to leave all of that. I told y'all from the jump that that heifer was controlling. And I said she's
That's
gonna
most
ruin
sisters
that
though.
nigga before it's all said and done. And it ain't even took 2 years. And she done convinced this man to leave the money and the power. As a man, it is in your DNA to achieve and go after money and power. And Prince Harry, he's such a damn simp. He's so spineless that he traded in money and power to follow some mixed chick who's over the hill.
Hey, Gabe. But see, when I made this is a prime example of what I was talking about. When I made that video, I think it was called "Men Love Harder Than Women." Do you know how many women I got in my inbox calling me a woman hater and all that? But this is a prime
I
example
could
of what.
imagine.
Now, is he a simp? Yes, he is. But
Hell yeah.
there is no doubt that he loves that woman. This is the lengths that men will go to show their love for their woman, even though it's dumb as hell. I don't agree with it at all. But this is what dudes will do. This nigga put it all on the line, and he's gonna lose in the end. We all know that. But
He's losing right
these
now.
Prince Harry is what women are. This is what these women are saying. Us brothers should be. We should be like him. We should throw away our careers. We should throw away the things that make us happy, all at the expense of keeping her, possibly, and making her happy, possibly. That's not a good trade-off.
The thing about it is, I think he's definitely a simp, but for him, it's a little bit more complex as well, particularly because of his status. You know, even by masculine means, whether you're a simp or you're a masculine man, you know, the way you got to move when you're that high profile and in the public eye is a little more different than how you move when you're the average person. So I believe that Harry had some issues with his family, anyways. And so that to some extent lended itself to him taking the stance that he did, kind of bucking back. I feel that more than anything, Harry is basically having an older, rebellious phase against his family. You know, he got with the chick that he knew his family wasn't going to approve of. Now he's talking different. He's doing different things. He's dressing different. He's changing up, and it's sort of an act of rebellion. But I don't think he ever anticipated that things are going to go this far. So because of that, because he kind of invested a little too much, now it's almost to a point where he has no choice. He's stuck where he has to pretty much see this thing out to the end, more or less, because it's like, well, nigga, if you did all this just to get divorced, you renounced your position, you threw it all away, you let them take all your titles that everyone knows means so much to you. You did all this just to go ahead and get divorced or to toss to the wayside. Nigga, that's kind of a waste. So he's kind of backed himself into a corner now where it's like he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. It's a catch-22. And she's so foolish. The thing to do, knowing what's happening right now and seeing his mind state and how he's processing all this, if she was smart, she'd back the fuck up and just accept what she has and take it, because this is as good as it's going to get right now for her.
That's the
But
logic. See, Bobby. Wait, I don't mean to cut you off, but see,
no, I see where you're going. Go ahead. Go take it.
that's the you see, that's the logical thing to do. But we already know once they push and push and push, like the Boris Kojo situation, they want it all. She's not gonna stop. I think
And that's
Harry's
what's going to
probably.
be
I,
her
I think.
undoing.
I think he's gonna end up with nothing, and he's potentially gonna commit suicide. Seriously.
Hmm? There's only two outcomes I see for this situation. Either he's going to do like you say, he's going to commit suicide. He's going to end up divorcing her. He's finally get to the point where he snaps and cuts her off. Or even a third option. It might just turn into some kind of case where he murders her, or it's a murder suicide where he takes her out. You got to understand, Harry is a privileged white male from British aristocracy. That's a whole different level of prestige. It's one thing to come from old money, but he's got old money and he's got royal pedigree as well. That's a whole different level of elitism. This man was doing things as a child that most of us couldn't imagine doing as adults. He was meeting people, seeing people, going places, all sorts of level of access. This nigga is slumming it right now. There's going to come a point where he's not simply able to deal with this any longer because it's such a different world. It's such a level of culture shock for him. But it's not feasible. And if she keeps on pushing, which she will, she's going to end up driving this car straight off the cliff. And the beautiful part about all of it is everyone's going to be blaming it on Harry. They ain't going to say a lick about her.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
everyone's going to
She's not
low-key
gonna
know in the
stop.
back of their minds, like, yeah, she
Es-
is.
Especially in this country,
Right.
there's no accountability for women in this country.
She is setting swirlers back decades right now.
Yo, let me say this real quick too. Because we kind of talked about it offline, but this is a huge black eye for black women
Talk about it, Frank.
because
Yes, sir.
you know what I mean. There are no black men involved in this. You can't blame niggas for this.
Nope.
You know what I mean. You can't put us nowhere near this. This is you. This is you took a man like Bobby just eloquently said, and put it. This man is royalty. This man's family name, you know, goes back centuries. This man has a coat of arms. This man is beyond old money, like he said. This man has a legacy. This man has presidents and world leaders come to his family house and sip tea and eat crumpets, you know what I mean, on a regular since he was born. And you took this man who you knew liked to hunt. You knew he was royalty. You knew his family didn't like you. You knew his family called you all kind of nigga bitches from the jump. You knew that. And you said, okay, I'm gonna marry this man. And then you systematically took this man's sack and cut it off and put it in your top dresser. And you are going to it is going to look horribly for you to take a prince and reduce this man to just some other guy in LA who got to wait in line at the club like everybody else. You did that. That's why, brothers. That's why all the brothers on this panel, man, we're trying to give y'all some game. This this beta male masculine woman relationship never works. It is not going to work. I don't care what your mama told you. I don't care what Tyler Perry told you. I don't care what Keisha Cole told you on all her albums. It's not going to work. You are going to lose. You're going to selling your soul for love. That's feminine energy, man. That is feminine, period. Men, the foundation of who we are and what we want in relationships is respect, not love. If you ask the average man, do you want this woman to love you or respect you? A masculine man who has his mind on right is going to tell you, we want respect.
The
Respect
Bible
lasts
says that,
longer.
Frank.
We've all
The
seen
Bible,
we've all
the
seen
Bible says that.
a Bronx Tale, classic movie. He said, "Would you rather be loved or feared? You know, not fear like Would you rather be loved or feared? Fear, it lasts longer. Respect lasts longer. People don't have to like you, and they will respect you. If you put your foot down and you say, look, this is what it's going to be. Men have to set the tempo for the relationship. I don't care what Beyonce told you. Beyonce, she told y'all all of that. She's up under Jay. Okay,
Exactly.
she moved with Jay.
Mm-hmm.
She will, people will tell you this stuff to sell records, but they don't live it because they know it's not true. The man has to be the head. You have to set the tempo. You have to be the one to say, look, this is what's going to happen. This is what's not going to happen. This is what I'm going to tolerate. This is not what I'm going to tolerate. And you give that woman the option, because all of this is about choice. We're not pimping on nobody. We're even pimping the choice, but we ain't really doing that. What we're saying is this: you give her the option to line up with it or not. And if she doesn't line up with it, that's fine. That's her right. Let her go be her somewhere else. But you don't get into you don't get into a situation where you don't set the tempo and where that woman is not lining up with you. Period. Stop making deals, man. Stop making deals with these women because they don't respect you in the end. When you start making deals and start sabotaging yourself and pushing yourself down to elevate her, it's not going to work. She don't
100%.
want that. You know what I mean? She don't. I'm gonna tell you right now, everybody's hype. You have a lot of people out here celebrating Sierra and Russell Wilson and all of that. Let me tell you something. Sierra respect Future. I don't care what nobody say. She respects that nigga. You know what I mean?
Facts.
To
And
this
and I and
day,
I
she
and, and I
does.
and I personally believe that if he wanted her back, he could get her. I
Absolutely.
I I, I
100%.
believe that. I believe
Oh,
all
you're
this.
right.
Absolutely.
I believe
100%.
all this Russell Wilson stuff is her basically saying, look, that nigga don't want me. He got him a new fresh joint. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? He chilling. He don't want me. So let me go over here and let me match what he doing and then throw it in his face. Because the person I'm with is more popular than the person he with. See, they playing games. That's why
Mm-hmm.
Russell had to come
Yeah.
out and basically tell this chick, put it out there, publicly and say, look, stop talking about Future. Like his little money, you don't need his little money. I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? I just signed a new deal. I'm worth over 100 million. Why you going on, in the public eye talking about what he ain't doing? Why you even got his name in your mouth?
Because
You
he
know what I'm
don't
saying? You understand what I'm saying?
understand,
If,
bro.
if
He
that,
don't
that's over
understand.
and you married to me, why you even talk about another man? And
Stuck in the
finally, I'm
past.
gonna wrap it up with this. I'm gonna let other cats get in, but Pretty Priscilla Pink, I just wanted to say to her, it's not really about, this show isn't about what women can and can't think. This show isn't about what women can and cannot feel. This show is about respect. You know what I mean? Just because you like somebody, like you could be in a relationship and have an infatuation or a lust for a white dude or a celebrity or any other dude. You don't say that. You don't put that
Hell,
out there. You damn sure don't put it out there publicly. You
hell.
understand what I'm saying? We're not telling you how to feel or what to think. You like who you like. But for men, that's disrespect. And that's disrespect worth getting cut off for. You know what I mean? If I'm over here, I'm putting in work, you know what I mean? I'm taking care, I'm providing, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Our relationship is functional, it's working, it's moving. And you out here publicly talking about how you infatuated with another nigga, that's a problem.
The
That's a
crazy
problem.
thing
So
is, women get on
any
us
man
about
who
the
got his
same
who still have
exact
his nuts
thing.
on, that's a problem for him.
And y'all see my girl, 11, 12 Queen, she said the Bible does say that. Yeah, back what I was referencing was, now I'm not really religious, but I know some things about the Bible, even though I believe in bullshit. The Bible Nowhere in the Bible it says nowhere that your woman should love you. It does not say that. It says you are to respect your husband as you respect the Lord. It never says she has to love you. For the stupid niggas that don't know that. Because if she respects you, none of the foolishness and fuckery will be going on. A lot of people don't understand the issue that men have with Russell Wilson. It has nothing to do with Russell Wilson wanting to provide and things like that. It's the way he went about it. It's the message that union that they have sends to these other young girls. It sends the
That's
message
facts.
that women can deal with. It sends the message that women can deal with men like 50 Cent. That she can deal with the thugs. She can deal with the criminals. And a rich guy, like Russell Wilson, will come along. You can make him wait for sex. You know, you can post all these crazy ass pictures where you squatting down twerking. Now you a wife. You squatting down twerking and bent all over and doing all this other foolishness. You got this man, you know, calling another man's son his son, telling the father he can't see his son, all this crazy shit. That's out of bounds, dog. You can't do no shit like that. That's sucker shit. You don't do that.
And the thing of it is, to be
That's sending
honest,
the message.
at a sub level, I'm actually low key. If everything was across the board, I would actually be happy about their relationship. To be honest, because I think they actually make a decent couple, and I like the idea of what that can represent. But the main problem for me is that I don't see any change in Sierra. I simply see a woman who switched
Same
up her
here.
target. She realized that, you know what?
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
this ain't working. This is what I like to do,
That's
but
what I'm
there ain't
saying.
no retirement plan in this. I need to get my 401k in order, and then she went with Russell. She's still doing the same
That's
ratchet
what I'm saying.
things. She's out there. She's feuding with her baby daddy. She's completely letting that sideshow take over her relationship and everything. Where Russell's in the background. He's really a canvas for all us to play out on. They're doing all kind of bullshit. I'm not sure who it was that pointed it out, but they showed where basically they have Russell, where she actually has Russell dressed up in some cases, looking just like Future. Everything from the clothes and
Yeah,
jewelry and
Right.
yeah, and
accessories,
all black
all
with
this.
with the cornrows and all this other stuff.
It's like there's this huge inside joke being played, and Russell is the punchline. It's complete disrespect. Now, if she actually changed, if her whole head got straight, and she was all invested in her man properly, Future was nowhere in the picture, I would love this. I'd say this is a beautiful Cinderella story, and it would also show what you need to do in order to get to that point. Because just because you made bad decisions, that shouldn't necessarily be a death sentence for you. But if you got the same mentality, the same mindset that got you in that bullshit in the first place, you don't deserve a lick. You deserve to die exactly where you're at. So that's my
Let, let me
issue
let
with
me
it.
let me say something. Now I was gonna do a video on this in the future, but I'm gonna go ahead and speak on it here. The only saving grace for Sierra is that Sierra is already financially secure. She is a millionaire. She does have a back catalog that generates money. So you have that. But I wanted to speak on this from another video we did back in the past because some people will say what Sierra's doing is actually being submissive, and I disagree. I call what Sierra's doing survival tactics. She got with the
Mm-hmm.
guy. She got with the simp that she know is going to be able to financially handle business. She quote unquote secured the bag by getting pregnant by him several times. She's now married to him. So there's no out for Russell Wilson. Men often mistake survival tactics for submission. It's not the same thing. You're rich, nigga. Of course she's gonna do what you say and this and that. And of course, you're the 401k, like Bobby or Gabe just said. But at the end of the day, she really wants a dude like Future.
Still want Future.
When
She still loves
when
him.
it's time to cash out, she gonna cash out and she gonna go get with a nigga that like Future. And guess what? When she go get with a dude like Future, he ain't gonna have to pay no bills. Ain't gonna have to do shit. She gonna pay it all, and there you have it. Because she'll respect him more than she'll ever respect Russell Wilson.
It's all about respect, fellas. I can't. As someone who has been there, I have been Russell. It is about respect. That's why I don't break. I don't bend. That's why you have these chicks that will go up here and argue with me in public. They are in my inbox asking me how I am doing. Frank is a witness. I am the biggest asshole online. These women know I'm not gonna break to your will. That's why a lot of them are here. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. And I'm trying to tell you, goofy niggas, y'all come in my inbox, y'all always asking for advice. And the first thing I tell you, I ask you, does she respect you? And a lot of you niggas don't know. That's why I'm really doing this broadcast. Because a lot of you cats don't know if your lady truly respects you. Thank you for subscribing, Heather. I appreciate it. Y'all don't know if your lady respects you. Women can argue, they can hate me, but the fact that they respect me keeps them coming back. I'm trying to tell y'all. So this
They're
is why
really
I
coming
don't
back
bring
for
it. I
me,
don't
but you
bring.
continue.
KO's a troll. I don't. When it comes to my standards, no single moms. If you're not feminine, you gotta go. If you
100.
combative, you better chill. And if you don't chill, you gotta
100.
go. I'm not breaking. I'm not gonna bend on that.
100.
Now we can I know like KO and me, we have a disagreement on like the providing thing. It's not a big disagreement, but we see it differently. One thing I'm not gonna break on, I'm not bending on single mothers, you gotta go. If you're not feminine, you gotta go. And if you're not gonna cooperate, you have got to go. And a lot of you dudes, y'all have to adopt this same mentality. I don't care if you start to succumb to her will, she's gonna give herself to someone else whose will she cannot break. And women are gonna test you regardless of their color. Women will try you, especially
Yep.
black women.
Yep. They're gonna try you, dog.
They
It's
gonna
up to
try
you.
you.
It could be something as simple as your
Facts.
woman saying, "Boy, please."
She
She
don't
could
even
just be
have to
like, you
be.
say something to her.
She don't even
She
have to
could be
be
like, "Boy, please."
you know,
Your
masculine.
response should be, "I'm not your fucking friend. Don't talk to me like
Like
that."
she doesn't have to
Period.
be masculine at all. She can literally be a good woman, and women are going to test you.
It's just in them, bro. They just gonna do it. It's not a bad thing. That's just the way that it is.
It's biology.
They gonna test you.
And it keeps you on your square. That's the important thing. It's supposed to keep
Fact.
you sharp. When you got a knife or you got a sword, if you don't maintain it properly, if you don't keep it oiled up, if you don't make sure that it's sharpened on the little whetstone or whatever it is, if you don't make sure that's honed, it's gonna get weak over time. It's gonna bend, it's gonna warp, it's gonna shatter on you.
100.
So when she does that,
Yep.
if so long as it's in limited bursts, don't look at it as overt disrespect. Look at that as it's a training opportunity. She's keeping you on your level. Now,
Right.
if you just letting her do it and get away with it and you not stepping up, it's like a dance. She's doing her steps. Now, if you not doing your steps in return, if you're not following her lead and she follows your lead, if you're not going according to the dance, then what you're gonna have is a problem in the long run. But so long as when she pokes ahead to see does he still got it? Is he still is he still that nigga? And you let her know, yeah, ain't nothing changed for the day on the cow. Now I'm still me.
Wait,
She
wait,
gonna
wait,
get right back in the
wait,
place
wait
and
a
she
minute,
gonna
Bobby.
love
Let
it.
me address this.
Yeah, I
Let me
want.
let me address this. This woman
I'm
says,
gonna say this to her,
"Are
to
you
Heather.
gonna take it?"
Yeah, and I'll let you say what you got to say, but let me say this to her. I don't hate single moms, Heather. It's the Bobby said it perfectly.
I do.
It's the mindset.
Right.
Yeah, we know you do, Kale. I don't
They the
necessarily
reason the
hate
community
them.
fucked up.
It's the mindset, and a lot of times when you're out here parlaying, this is the thing. Black men are the only group on the planet that have been open to dating single moms. Because white men don't do it. Asians, Hispanics, Arabs, they're not going. Okay,
They got options.
they have options, and they understand. Like women in that group, they understand if they have kids out of wedlock, it's going to be years before they can date again. Their women will tell you that too. If you get them alone, they have white friends. And I chop it up with them all the time. And dating single, none of my friends that are white have dated or are married to single moms. Me and Torian went to school together. And them same dudes me and Torian went to school with, them white dudes, they do not date single moms. Never have. And they are married. They marry women with no kids. So in that area over there, it's not celebrated. They don't tolerate that. So
them dudes they use single moms to have fun, man.
Yes, they use single
for
moms
sex,
to
for
have
sure.
fun.
For sex, yeah, for sure.
They use them to have fun.
They're
So
the
to answer
red
your
stop,
you
question,
they're never
gotta
the
be careful.
destination.
right?
You
So to
gotta be
answer your
careful
question,
because if you work 6 figures, don't do it.
I don't hate single moms. Single moms can be reformed, but what happens is, especially when I
No.
give women with one kid. Let me give her a little game. I give women with one kid. I'll give them an exception. Now, will I date them? No, but I'll give them an exception. Tariq talked about this 15 years ago, but he said when you start dealing with women that have 2 and 3 kids, it shows a pattern of irresponsibility. And if I'm a man that has something to lose, whether it be a YouTube channel, an Instagram following, money, any of that, because every man on this panel has something to lose. KO makes great money. Frank makes great money.
I'm broke, dog.
Yeah, KO broke.
Let me ask Heather this.
These men make great money, so we all have something to lose. Why would I put myself in a position to deal with a single mom? And most of the time she's showing she's irresponsible. People think it's all about the kids, and that's some of it, but
Big part of it.
it's the mindset more than anything. And a lot of single moms will cause you to lose things because, again, they're not even responsible for their bodies. So if you're not responsible for your body, you can't protect your womb. How am I going to trust you to protect my assets? Because you're not. You're going to try and take them. Go ahead, Frank.
Now,
hold on. Let me get a piece of it. Hold on.
And Gabe, it's funny, man, because we talk about this stuff all the time.
We got you, KO. Give him a second.
But it just to piggyback on what my brothers are saying here, it's definitely mindset. Mindset is paramount. And what you see in our community with Black women, with single moms, a lot of them still move like they're single. They still move like they are grade 8. Mm-hmm. They still move like they're on the same plane with 8s, 9s, and 10s that have no kids. And they're not. Humility has not kicked in to say, hey, look, I understand that I'm not as desirable as some of these other women, so I have to line up even more. So especially once I find a brother who's on his square. But I'll say this too: for a lot of women who ask that question, I'm gonna put it back on you. Let's say you have a son. Let's say your son he's an up and comer. He's young. He's out of college. He has his own business. He's making money. He's 6-7 figures. He's doing his thing. He's just rolling. He's accomplished a lot. He has a lot to lose. He has a lot to risk. If he came home one day and told you, he said, Mom, I met this girl. I've been kicking it. We've been having a good time, but she's a single mom. She has 3 kids by 2 different dudes. What would you tell him? Honestly, tell the truth.
I'm gonna tell you, Frank. I'm gonna tell you what she's gonna say, Frank.
All y'all women
got any value about it.
You don't have to tell me. You don't have to write your answer in this post, but I want you to think about it. If that was your son, if your son was Vern or Bobby or Gabe, and they rolling, they got money, they don't have any kids, they got their own, they're sharp, they are on their way,
making you proud,
up and coming. And he came home to you one holiday and said, "Look, Mom, I met this girl. She's great. I'm starting to feel her. We've been dating, but she does have 3 kids and by 2 different men." You wouldn't want that, because you would say, "What you doing? You can't find no woman out here that's, son, you're attractive. You got money. You can't find no single women with no kids." Right. You would tell him that. Like, let's keep it real.
Man, I hate that they took the comment down because I had to look at it again. But look, check this out.
I'll put it back up there. Well, she says this. Heather says, I understand it hurts, but it's true. I am definitely humble. My son is 19. Definitely not for him, but I am 39. So she's okay.
Oh,
you're on
Lord
that second. She's on that second phase that Nicole talks about a lot. where
She's in her
this is
twilight.
your redemption time. So your son is grown. So you have a lot more leeway than a lot of these women do. But I'm gonna let the other brothers chop it up. I don't want to take
Yeah,
up all the
look,
time.
Heather. Now, talking about single mothers is my specialty. You know, that's why I'm here. It is. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm just gonna keep it
Me
real.
too, bro.
Oh
Like,
my
but
god.
if you see me on the last panels, I'm gonna keep it 100. Talking about single mothers and the shit that y'all do is my specialty. Single mothers are the most black single mothers. Single mothers are the most delusional women on the planet. They are directly responsible for raising these damn thugs out here that's killing and shooting up everything. They have no accountability. If you ask these women how they became a single mother, I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10, the first thing they say is he changed. It's always the guy changed. He was perfect. He was Prince of Shining Armor until you somehow got pregnant. He changed. You didn't have enough respect for yourself and your future children to vet the dude that you was laying down with unprotected. They like to say he didn't use a condom, but guess whose body it is? It's your body, not mine. I don't have to protect my body. If you're gonna let me go in you raw, you deal with the consequences. Because at the end of the day,
Right.
you're gonna be stuck with the baby, not me. You didn't require marriage, but then after all of this shit goes on, all of a sudden you sit and think you got this crying baby right here. Now you want to get the guy that was going to class and went to college and invested in stocks. Now you want this guy is more attractive because you need help. But then when you get these kind of dudes, this guy's supposed to accept that he's a third class citizen because self preservation is first. But your kids are gonna go first before you. But then it's gonna go your child, you, and then him. The same man you want to protect and provide for you. Hell no, man. And 9 times out of 10, when you look at the men that they slept with, another thing I don't like about single mothers is there's always some kind of thug. But you got to remember, the man that they had their first child with, especially the first child, the man they had their first child with is the man that they saw as the best at that time, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's what they
facts.
really want.
Having a child is a life changing event. That first man that they let penetrate them and get them pregnant like that, that is the man, in my opinion, that they saw as the best option. And once you see this dude, and he a dude, he's 38, working at Chick-fil-A, working at Taco Bell, how can a dude like that match up with me? The truth is, you don't even deserve to be talking to me. Straight up. So I just cut it off right there.
Heather was married. So yeah, Heather, you weren't necessarily a single mom.
Yeah, you're not a single mother, you're a
Yeah, you're
divorcee.
a divorcee. And you guys, I've said this on record, I'll say it again. Divorcees and widows are not single moms. At least you have shown the ability that you were married and you had your baby in the confines of a marriage. I'm not gonna trip off that. And
But
I
see,
tell other
Gabe,
men not to either.
Bruh,
that's something else that
you
I don't like too, because these
if you really
women,
think about it though, bro, I don't mean to cut you off, bro.
Go
If
ahead,
you really
Tori.
think about it, man, it kind of puts in perspective where all the emasculation comes into play. If you really think about it, and it didn't really dawn on me until what my brother was just talking about. He's talking about how irresponsible a woman is with her body, and the type of man that she thinks would be the best match for her to have a child with. And then you think about, okay, what mindset? How old was this woman when she had this kid? Number one. Then you start thinking about the single moms never really change from that mindset when they had that child. And then when they get to the point where they are ready to settle down and get a brother that has some sense and has some things going for himself, she feels like she has to mold this brother into the piece of shit that she was with before. Then you start the emasculation tactics, right? Then they start with the, well, I thought we was just gonna do this, or I thought this. See, that's the first problem. Don't think, don't assume when it comes to me, and that's what a lot of brothers get misconstrued, and they start letting that manipulation come into what the relationship is supposed to be, versus, and it starts to kind of mold into not a relationship but a manipulation ship. So it's not really, what am I trying to say? It's not really an emasculation. That's not the intent. You see what I'm saying? The intent is for shit to be a certain way. I get that. But it all becomes a manipulation into what she thinks she wants versus what it's supposed to be. So in turn, yeah, that does look like emasculation because it is point blank, period, textbook. But at the same time, you also got to look at what mindset is a brother in to say, you know what, this seems like an idea to me. It can't all just be about pussy, bro. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like when you do that, you're asking too much of these women. You're asking too much of them because when they're between the ages of 16 to 28, they don't give a damn about the future. That's how most of this stuff happens. It happens between the window of 16 to 28 when a woman is in her prime. When a woman is at her peak beauty, the average, I'm not saying all, let's throw that out there. The average is not focused on 10 years down the line. See, Frank's wife was smart. Women like that are the rare ones that think outside the box. I'm at my peak beauty. I need to find my husband now. I don't need to wait. I need to get him now. Those women are like dinosaurs today. Women these days, that is the last thing in their minds. They will find that husband type guy, but they will keep him at arm's reach until they get done doing all their shenanigans. And they will hope that he's around when she's done. That's how that works. And somebody that said that females looking at kids as a blessing. I don't look at it like that. Children are a luxury. You have to be able to afford children.
You got to be able to
Any
afford them. Absolutely.
But you gotta
any
look at
mammal, any female can have a kid.
people. We only say that the child is a blessing once they see that they can't afford it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do.
I I,
I
Something,
got you.
I agree with that.
something only comes a blessing once. Well, things like that, children, bills, shit like that. When stuff like that, a responsibility becomes a blessing. You know you're not ready for it.
I never thought about that. I never thought of it like that. You
The
make a good
crazy
point
thing
though.
is, it's
Damn good
true.
point.
Children are a blessing. It's, I mean, the whole concept of how we come to be, it's really miraculous. It's an amazing thing that even with all the science and all the study, we still don't fully understand this magic where you got two cells that come together and a whole complex organism is able to form. It really is a miraculous and amazing thing. Children are a blessing. The problem is a lot of their damn parents are the fucking curse. And these kids, they don't ask to come here. They don't ask to be brought into this world. And the people who bring them here could at least have some kind of level of functionality for them to be born into. Instead of chaos and foolishness, the kids come out, and before the kids even here, the mother ain't sure who the father is. Or now all of a sudden the baby's in, all of a sudden it's fighting. It's, well, you know, I didn't want a child, or get rid of it, or no, I'm having this baby. You don't take care of it now. All this chaos and anarchy before the kid's even here. So the children are fine. The children are wonderful. The problem is these damn parents.
Agreed. And this guy says, white women find their husbands in college. They have a game plan. How come black women don't follow that? Well, it's simple to explain because the black community is a matriarchy. It's ran by women. It's a matriarchal society. That's why there's so much pushback now, whereas men have sat around long enough. And now that we have these platforms to speak with other men that may not have the knowledge and try to get them to understand the importance of the patriarchy and men being the lead, there's a lot of pushback because women don't want to give up their power. Black women don't have a game plan because they know that you have these safety nets in place, i.e., child support, i.e., Section 8, welfare, that'll cover them even if they make these mistakes. And some of them are so dysfunctional and come from such dysfunction that this is their only way of living. This is all that they know. Their grandmothers were like this, their mothers were like this, so they will also follow the same trend. The problem with that comes into where now there are good men been sucked up into this cycle of dysfunction, whereas these men are trying to break it. But the women, they lust for this power so much. That's why you see these good dudes that you know are trying to take care of their kids, are trying to do this, they're trying to do that. And these women are doing everything in their power to make it stressful to break that man because they don't want to give up their power. They don't want And it's sad to say, but a lot of women don't even want to see their kids be better than them. That's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of these
This.
Hey,
women
somebody
hate
just
their
hit my truck,
daughters.
man. I'm gonna have to catch y'all, bro. Somebody just hit my truck.
All right, man. Just be good, Tori.
I'm at a truck stop in Pennsylvania, man. This motherfucker just hit me, man. I'm gonna have to hit y'all later, bro.
Yeah, all right, bro.
Oh damn! Respect, driver.
Be safe on the roads, man.
Y'all take it easy.
Yeah, bro. Be safe.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
man.
doing out here now, man. I'm riding in a damn thunderstorm here.
Oh man, what kind of equipment do y'all have too? Cause y'all be in the middle of like bumfuck Tennessee and Arkansas. Y'all be having like these good internet connect. I'm like, damn, what kind of internet these folks got?
Verizon, baby. I got a Verizon phone, a T-Mobile phone, and AT&T. I'll never lose signal.
Yeah, you gonna never lose no signal. You gonna never lose no signal. 1112 Queen says there's great suffering in doing this right, and they don't want to withstand it. I tell y'all all the time that a lot of sisters are allergic to accountability. Like when you mention
I think I love her.
accountability, they just start to shake and convulse. You have to give them a damn Benadryl because they gonna start breaking out in hives. That's what tends to happen when you start mentioning accountability. All hell starts to break loose.
It's like the Wicked Witch of the West when they just pour the water on, they just start melting,
Man,
start having a seizure almost.
I'm telling you.
And I agree with her to an extent. It's I wouldn't even say so much it's suffering. It's just that it calls for being disciplined. Responsibility can be a heavy thing, man. It's rough to know that to really understand and take account, especially at a rough life. It can be hard to look back and see all the misfortunes that you suffer through, and to really stop and think, you know what, this is my fault. This is on me. And it's true that there are some things that happen that are outside of our control, but I've always subscribed to the notion that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond and how you deal with it. So, I mean, none of us have, even as good as we may have had it coming up, none of us came from perfect backgrounds and perfect upbringings. And even if it may have seemed that way on the outside looking in, there's always some level of dysfunction or some level of imperfection in there. But regardless, you still got to manage your shit. There's no excuse for that. And unfortunately, for a lot of these women growing up, especially when they're being raised by other women, and there's no masculine disciplinary energy around like that, they're taught to believe that this concept of accountability, responsibility, taking ownership for your life, for yourself, and for what happens to you, and dealing with the consequences, good and bad, that's not something that's really enforced on them like that. Now, they may be taught that when it comes to dealing with what mom says or what the teachers or other authority figures say, but they're not really taught that way for themselves. Like, you know what? If you go ahead and you sleep with this boy, you know that he gets around a lot. You know that he doesn't care. He has like 3 or 4 of the kids out there. You go ahead and deal with them, especially unprotected. You're inviting yourself to be the next person running up. They aren't taught to process that, you know what, if I make this decision, I can't blame him. I got to look at me. And because of that, that leads them to go ahead and put it on somebody else. And it feels good, man. Not having responsibility as kids, man, it feels good. When you're a child, you can run around and play all day. You don't got to worry about bills. You don't got to worry about how you're going to get your food or where you're going to live. It feels good to not have responsibility. But when you're an adult, you can't stay in that place of a child. You got to become an adult and start taking accountability, because now that same carefree attitude, it comes with consequences. And some of those you're going to feel ASAP. And a lot of sisters are not taught that for themselves. And so they constantly put the blame and they give their power to other people. Well, he did me wrong, or he did me wrong, or these no good niggas out here, these bummy ass men out there. And at no point do they stop and say, you know what, I'm the bum. I'm the dusty one in the situation. And so, again, what we're saying, this isn't us trying to jump on women or beat them down. This is actually tough love. This is the love that a lot of y'all should have gotten when you were growing up. I'm sorry that you didn't get it. I really, truly am. I wish you could have, but it's never too late. But for some of you guys, if you don't get these lessons now while you can, You're gonna get to the point where even if you get them, it's not gonna matter. Get them now while you can still salvage, while you can still get some extra value out your life now.
That's
Major,
well said.
major
Well said.
fact.
Facts. We
Well said.
now we have to have, you know, we always talk about a code of conduct. And I think Vernon answered, you know, a sister's question earlier, but there's really, you know, in our community, there's really no incentive for Black women to be any better than what they've been.
Fact.
Because like you talked about, you know, where's the incentive for me to be smart? Like I can go out here, I can sleep with whoever I want to sleep with, however many times I want to sleep with them. I can have a baby. You know what I mean? I could get on Section 8. I can get on, you know, I can get on Snap, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be protected, whether he pay or not. If he pays, you know, that's an extra bonus. But even if he doesn't, even if the courts don't force him to pay me, I'm still gonna be fine. Dudes are still checking for me. A lot of y'all lame niggas are still in their inboxes. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to smash, even though you know she's reckless. You still trying to smash. So dudes still want them. They still going out to the club. They still getting chose. They, you know, guys are still tricking off money on them. So where's the incentive? There's no incentive for them to change. When you like when you travel, that's why I'm a big proponent of. I really want guys to travel, brothers to travel, get out and see this world. When you go to other places, man, there's no Section 8. You know what I mean? There's no Snap. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these women understand, look, man, I have to be smart with my womb, and my mindset has to be on point because there's no Snap coming. In their cultures, it's looked down upon if women have a baby without a husband. It's looked down upon if they're not, you know, under the headship of a masculine man. They're looked at in a different way. They're treated in a different way. So they say, you know what, you know, because of my culture, I have to do this. And they're raised to believe that. They have a mother and a grandmother and a great grandmother who raised them to understand that. So we don't have a code, you know, and I always like I get on sisters a lot. I do. I'm hard on them, but I really always put the focus back on brothers, man, because we're the leaders, we're the head. We can stop all this shit. You know what I'm saying? If you stop making deals with these women, you know what I mean, and get some confidence in yourself, and stop feeling like um and stop feeling like oh and stop I'm sorry and stop feeling like, you know, you have to make deals with women and you have to bend over backwards and just lose yourself in the process for love for a relationship. If you stop doing that, that's going to stop a lot of these issues, man. And when these women do make these mistakes, you know, multiple times, you cut them off. I don't care how good she look, man. If she got 3 or 4 kids by 3 or 4 different dudes, she not even worth smashing.
Nope.
Because when you smash, even when you smash, you may look at it like, look, man, you know, I ain't even really, I ain't get her nothing. I ain't put no money on her cash out, nothing. I just smashed. I'm good. What you're doing when you smash, you're telling this woman, look, man, where she is okay. What she's doing is fine. You're validating her when you smash. When you give her the time of day, when you text, when you go over there and get some top, you're validating her and her behavior. So you got to cut all that out. And if you cut all that out, women will have to adjust. They'll have to say, look, man, I can't get companionship. I can't get a man to love me, to lead me, whatever. I got to be different. And if I made too many mistakes to where I can't get chose or chose the right way, then at least I could turn around and help these young girls coming up, so they don't make the same mistakes that I made.
Which goes
So
back
that's what
to
we got. That's what we got to do, man. Dudes, man, stop making. I'm telling you, I've been saying all this whole live. Stop making these deals with women, man. It's not working. You're gonna lose. You've been losing. You're gonna keep losing. Stop. That's not love, man. That's not what you're supposed to be doing as a man. You're supposed to be firm, fair, and consistent. That's why she's coming to you, because naturally she's not that. She's emotional. Her emotions uh flow like the water, man. Flow like the air. I feel this way one day, the next day I don't feel like that no more. I feel something different. You're supposed to be the balance. You're supposed to be the rock. You're supposed to be the discipline, the order. And if you're out of order, she's going to be out of order, and we got all these problems. So man, you got to know that.
That's what I said, Frank. I said, I've been saying it for years now. I said, all these dudes, because there are a lot of dudes that are complaining about whether they actually can't get them. We know it, but for all these dudes that's complaining and shit like that, and for all this foolishness that's going on, all we got to do is just go back to the way things was back in the early 1960s. If you go back then, you know, black folks were self-sufficient. We had black waters and all of that. But why was that? Because first of all, there was actual shame in the community. Like you said, if you got pregnant or whatever without having a husband, you were exiled. You wasn't going to be at the family Sunday dinner and you got this kid here with no man while everybody else is married. Fuck no, that wasn't happening. There was no SNAP. There was no welfare. There was no child support. It's either you pick right or you perish. Simple as that. That's all it was. So I think we need to get back to that. You know, a lot of these dudes they can respect themselves enough to keep their dick in their pants, dog. Stop fucking all these goddamn chicks. If this chick, I tell you, I've been saying it now. If she ain't essential, don't fuck with her. That's right. We're in a pandemic. If she ain't essential, we're in a pandemic, dog.
Oh man.
If she ain't essential, dog, leave it alone, bro.
Yeah.
Respect yourself enough. Respect your future kids enough. Respect your future self enough not to put yourself through all that heartache and pain by getting the wrong woman pregnant, dog.
Right.
Use your hand, bro. Porn is free. Real talk. How you think I made it this far without having kids? You think I ain't wanted to chance it and roll the dice? But then I know I seen my brothers going through it. I seen my uncles going through it. I seen other men going through it. I know it's not for me. I know how I am. I wouldn't even be here talking to you if I was in that situation. So when I get them urges, guess what? Break the sock out. I'm just
But
playing,
you,
but seriously,
but you
I'm,
breaking the law, bruh.
I
You
think
breaking
what
the
it
law,
is.
Frank,
and
what
the
you
Guess what
call
law
it?
though?
is the
You
law.
call it rubbing one out.
You better believe it. I do that
Yeah, man,
quick
rub one
before I pay
off, man.
18 years of
Let me
child
tell you,
support.
do it, man. I don't care. It's better. What's better, man? Rubbing a few off every once in a while, or having to deal with a woman you don't really want for the rest of your life. Because even when that kid is grown, you still got to deal with it. You still got to deal with that kid and that kid's kids and all of that.
Facts.
Ugh.
And it's not worth it, man. Rub that joint off, man. It's all right, man. Look, you'll bounce back. You
Self
ain't gonna rub it off forever. You know what I'm
self
saying?
love
You're
is
not.
the best love. If you can't love yourself, don't expect any woman or anybody else to love you.
Which
Love
They gotta
yourself,
love
God,
you
man.
better.
Your hand loves you, man.
which God
Your
to
hand loves you,
respect.
man.
You gotta
Your
respect
hand gonna be
yourself
there
enough.
through thick and thin, man. Pandemic or not, your
Facts.
hand ain't
Sure
gonna
will.
lie to you. Your hand ain't gonna cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? In a pinch, I'm not look. I ain't say fall in love with your hand, but look, man, in a pinch, you know what I mean. You gotta do what you gotta do. Take care of yourself, man. But don't go out here and be with somebody that you know is not worth the time. It's gonna bring you problems, man.
Man.
She. I don't care how good she look. I don't care how
Thanks.
thick she is. She's not worth it. She's
Facts.
not.
Facts. I almost learned that the hard way too, man. I got a whole broadcast on that on Facebook, on YouTube. Girl trying to get pregnant was trying her hardest, started lying about getting pregnant. And what's funny was what it was is she went and got the birth control taken out, thinking I would get her pregnant. Because at that time it wasn't gonna matter. So these women, I'm telling you, they slick. They slick as hell. Don't fall for it. Cause I can only imagine the hell I would be going through if she really was pregnant. Oh, the ancestors was looking out for me, family. Oh my goodness. Shantina said, "Get the ladies get a shower head."
That's right.
Boy,
Yeah,
Shantina, what if
I
you
got all them
fall in
options.
the shower because you rubbing one off and it's getting good and you just slip and fall? Shantina real big about the shower head and chicken wings. Get you
That's
some chicken
right.
wings after you rub one off in the shower.
I ain't mad at her.
Yes, it's gotta be an adjustable shower head. You know what I'm saying? So she can sit down in the tub and just take it off, and just put it in your hand and go for it, and get you one with the multiple
Just go to work. Go to town on it.
power
Oh
options. You
man,
know what I'm saying?
hilarious.
Invest in that. Home Depot.
But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up This was a great broadcast, and I wanted the brothers to get together and just discuss this, the disrespect, um, because like I said, it's something to watch these women disrespect their significant others during a pandemic. That's the thing. We are in a time of crisis. Personally, I think this is going to get worse because our elected officials, they're acting like they have the IQ of a fucking toad. So I think it's going to actually get worse. And in the midst of all of this, sisters are um, knowingly, willingly disrespecting their quote unquote protectors and providers in the midst of a pandemic. Everybody else is hunkering down and banding together, and these women are going out of their way to disrespect their partners. So, Bobby, I'm gonna start with you. Give us some last words, and then we'll go to Frank, and I'll close out.
Well, just to sum it up, remember, respect is not a luxury. Respect is mandatory for men. That's not a bonus or a favor that you do in your man. That's the cost of admission. You don't even get through the front door without paying that respect up front. And any man that is worth a damn of anything is going to require that of you up front. If he does not, then that's your first red flag that this isn't a man that you need to be dealing with if you actually want a man. We got all these examples from Steph Curry to Boris Kojo, or we should call him Boris Parker at this point. But no, these are not the men that you want to be with. Their relationships aren't the relationships that you should want to emulate. You should want a man who you know that you can rely on, who's dependable, who's strong, assertive, confident, who's going to be that rock for you. You're not going to get him if you're being disrespectful. And if you get him, you're not going to keep him. So make your next move the best move.
Appreciate you, Bobby. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
My pleasure, brother.
All right, Frank, man, brother, man. You got some last words for the people before we get up out of here?
For sure. I just want to thank everybody, man, for coming out, checking us out, man. You know how we do. Ultimate Black Man Radio, man. We're gonna keep this thing moving, bring some fresh content to y'all, man, and we appreciate all the love. So don't ever forget that. But I would just say, you know, brothers, you're gonna lose simping. And I know what you've been fed, man, and I know what you feel, because I haven't always had it together myself. I've been there. I had a simp demon on me, at certain points in my life when I was younger. And you feel like, look, man, this is this is the cost of the relationship. She's been through a lot. Her family situation wasn't ideal. You know what I mean? Her last dude, broke her heart. So let me come in and put this cape on and show her that all men aren't like that. And let me show her that, when she gets reckless and talks reckless, that's okay, because she's just lashing out from her trauma and from her hurt. And I'm supposed to just kind of hug her and take it, and let her know that, this is a safe place for her to, throw her trash. And that's not true, man. Simping, if you a simp, you listening to this right now, you a simp, you are dealing with an emotional disorder. At the core of that, what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying to other people is that I'm not good enough. I'm not confident enough. I can't say what I want, because you really, even simp, they know they really don't want to do that. They really don't want to simp,
Facts.
but they don't have the heart to tell that woman, this is what I'm going to tolerate. This is what I'm not going to tolerate. And if you don't like it, you can walk. And I don't care. I'm not going to lose an ounce of sleep. Nothing. They don't have the heart to say that. So they simp. So they make these deals. They make these uncompromising deals with her to try to keep that situation going. Maybe you feel like she's out of your league. Yo, man, I ain't never had a girl this fine. Or I never had a girl this thick. Or I never had a girl who does things to me sexually that she does. I don't care. I don't listen. I don't care about any of that. The most important thing to you as a man is your manhood and your respect. You guard that with your life. That is the foundation of everything that you're going to do in your life. Your job, your relationship with your family, your friends, your relationship with a woman, whether you're married or dating or courting or whatever. The foundation of that relationship is respect. You are worth respect. You are worthy of being respected. And if that person doesn't respect you, you have to love yourself and respect yourself enough to walk away. Let them walk away. Don't worry about them. You may feel like, look, man, she could do better. Maybe she told you she could do better. You actually believe her. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Men rebound like Ben Wallace in his prime. Men rebound beautifully. I've never seen a guy, get ran through by a female and then bounce back beautifully. Some girl who was fine, who was always, waiting around for a guy like him come and she lined up and he's moving beautifully right now. You know what I mean? If boys leave this woman, boys is gonna bounce back beautifully. She's gonna be the one that's gonna have to deal with a Walmart tapers because no real man of means is gonna want to deal with her. So she's gonna have to deal with some little young up and coming actor or rapper who don't know no better. That's what she's gonna have to do. So know that you gonna bounce back, man. Don't worry about her what she got to deal with. Life is gonna teach her the lesson. You don't have to do it. You let her go. You leave her be. You focus on yourself. You focus on respect. Respect yourself, and then you command respect from other people, and you're gonna be good out here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Appreciate you, Frank. Fellas, disrespect is dangerous. I implore everybody to type in Tariq Nasheed 7 levels of disrespect. That is one of the best podcasts Tariq has done to this day. Even with all the politics and the socioeconomic things he talks about, the 7 levels of disrespect is one of some of the best he's done. Because when I heard that, you kind of you fall and with kind of savior, and if it's too late, extremely dangerous to allow your woman to disrespect you, especially to the point care about your livelihood. We got a lot of sisters running around here in the time of a crisis, and no shitting on black men, taking a big dump, black men give a damn. It's all about their egos. And they'll go get with these other guys that don't quote unquote have as much to lose, but their man is not willing to bend or break to her will. They'll go over there and respect him and give him everything he's requiring of her. This is why you see a lot of chicks, when they mess with dudes, they'll be cheating on their beta husband. They'll mess with dudes that don't really have a lot. Like KO said, they'll go get a dude to work at Checkers. But the dude that works at Checkers, he's not going for any of her BS. So that excites her. It gets her wet. Makes her want to stick around and stay with her. He ain't got shit. But he's not going to bend and break his will to her desires. Women are going to test you, brothers. That's what they do. Every woman I've dated has tested me. I have failed most of them. I have passed some. They will test you. And it is up to you to have balls enough to stand up for yourself and let them know that this is not how this is going to go. See, what you have to do, I'm going to say this and I'm closing. You have to be, I'm going to say this. Don't be afraid to lose her. Brothers, you cannot be afraid to lose these sisters. And a lot of y'all are afraid to lose them because deep down inside, y'all don't want to be lonely. The therapist yesterday, Brother Jewel, shout out to him, he talked about that. How a lot of these men, even in these high paying, mid to high six figures jobs, He talks about how these men don't want to be lonely. So don't be afraid to lose these chicks. Please don't. You have to love and respect yourself. Fellas, it's nothing moist about this, okay? Love yourself. Put yourself first. And once you put yourself first and you love yourself, the right woman, she's going to come along and she's going to add value to your life. Shout out to my brother Frank, my co-host, man. He held it down. Man, I really appreciate him. Shout out to Ill Wheels, always supporting. I really appreciate him. Thank you for everyone that's sending in donations. I really do appreciate that. I just got a computer part today. I have to order RAM, and you guys are helping me be able to go get the RAM. I need RAM, and then after the RAM, I have to get the graphics card and a power supply. You guys are making it happen. I really do appreciate that. I do not take for granted you guys' support and you guys helping me out, me and Frank out in growing the channel. Like PayPal.me, you know, ultimate blackman. You can just give $2, whatever's on your. The women should avoid that will be talking this week. So be looking for that. I will split the archetypes up. So each day you might get an archetype, and it will be posted here on the channel. So you want to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell. You'll be notified anytime we upload new content. Me and Marisang are supposed to be recording today. We have to be about celebrities. I don't know. I'm gonna call her as soon as this is over with. So we can link up. We can do that recording. It should be posted no later than Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. I want you guys to be safe. Enjoy your Sunday. Continue to do your social distancing. And I hope all is well during this COVID-19 / toilet paper crisis of 2019. I hope you and your family are doing well. Ashe, God bless, and we'll see you on the next broadcast.